Hello. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to today's series or today's reading. Anyone, I don't know you, yeah, just use anyone you want. So, in continuation of our book, just to recap, we started this series. We started reading the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman on Thursday, and today we'll be reading chapter 3. Chapter 1 was about know your partner's love language, and chapter 2 was about keeping the love tank full. So when you know your partner's love language, you make sure you always fill it up. Don't let the tank go empty. If it should go empty, then you start losing your relationship, or you start having challenges in your relationship or your marriage. So today we are on we're going to read chapter 3 today. Sorry, why am I stammering? I don't know. So we're reading chapter 3 today. So you're welcome if you are joining or if you're just joining us. And I've been saying it that if just to be reading along with me, you can download the PDF on your phone and you'll be reading along with me. So with no further ado, let's just start today's business. So chapter 3 says falling in love. So let's start. She showed up at my office without an appointment and asked my secretary if she could see me for 5 minutes. I had known Janice for 18 years. She was 36 and had never married. She had dated several men through the years, one for 6 years, another for 3 years, and several others for shorter periods of time. From time to time, she had made appointments with me to discuss a particular difficulty in one of our relationships. She was by nature a disciplined, conscientious, organized, thoughtful, and caring person. It was completely out of character for her to show up at my office unannounced, I thought. There must be some terrible crisis for Janice to show up without an appointment. I told my secretary to show her in. So the person narrating this story is Gary Chapman. He's a counselor. He's a marriage counselor. So he's the one narrating the story. When we started our chapter 1, he started with a story as well. So he's also narrating the story here, and I'm sure it's going to lead us to somewhere. So I told my secretary to show her in, and I fully expected to see her burst into tears and tell me some tragic story as soon as the door was closed. Instead, she virtually skipped into my office, beaming with excitement. Okay, how are you today, Janice? I asked. Great, she said. I have never been better in my life. Okay, you are, I said, revealing my. To whom and when? To David Gillespie. Sorry, I don't know how to. Gillespie or Gillespie. She exclaimed in September. Like she exclaimed, I'm getting married in September, something like that. Yeah, so that's the part. So Gary Chapman now said that that's exciting. How long have you been dating? 3 weeks. Okay, even me now, I'm confused. You met somebody just 3 weeks and you're about to get married to the person. Okay, so let me not even talk. Let's just continue. Let us continue. 3 weeks. I know it's crazy. Dr. Chapman, that is Gary Chapman. After all, the people I have dated and the number of times I came so close to getting married. So that is Jenny saying this here, because when she told Gary Chapman that it's just 3 weeks, like he was shocked, he was surprised, like, how can you just meet somebody and you met somebody 3 weeks ago and you're getting married to that person now? Like, how is that possible? So she was not like trying to justify the whole situation, like, okay, after all, I've been meeting other people, I've dated other people for like 6 years, 7 years, nothing came out of it. So this is just 3 years and he's about to get married to me. So would you want me to say no? Do you want me to turn it down? So I can't believe it myself, but I know David is the one for me. Okay. From the first date, we both knew it. All right. Of course, we didn't talk about it on the first night, but 1 week later, he asked me to marry him. Wow. This is interesting. So I met somebody 1 week. Then the following week, he asked me to marry him. Then the third week, we are getting married. Fantabulous. I knew he was going to ask me, and I knew I was going to say yes. Of course, you say yes now because other people, nobody has ever like, okay, you've been close to getting married, but none of them got married to you. So I don't know. I've not read the story, but I'm already seeing desperation here because you're just meeting somebody, and in the next just 3 weeks, and you're getting married. It sounds so desperate to me, but let's continue reading. I knew he was going to ask me, and I knew I was going to say yes. I have never felt this way before. Now, so it be. That is how it starts. You've never felt this way before. All the butterflies. That is when you fall in love. You know, some people when they fall in love, they they forget the right from the left. They just start misbehaving. They start doing things that normally they will not do. And when you ask them, they'll tell you that they are in love. Oh, what do I know? I don't know anything. So I knew he was going to ask me, and I knew I was going to say yes. I have never felt this way before, Dr. Chapman. You know about these relationships that I have had through the years and the struggles I have had. In every relationship, something was not right. I never felt at peace about marrying any of them. But I know that David is the right one. Okay. By this time, Janice was rocking back and forth in her chair, giggling and saying, I know it's crazy, but I'm so happy. I've never been this happy in my life. Talking from experience, when you fall in love and probably maybe you're making call, there's a way you'll be making the call that, let's just say this is my phone here. Like you'll be making phone call, you'll be talking to the person on phone and you just be like this. And probably you just be touching something that is not really of any useful or concern to you. You just see yourself touching something, like just trying to touch yourself. Is it love? It's because you're in love, auntie. That's why you're doing all these things. You be shaking your leg, you be shaking your head. You are in love. She was back. She was rocking back and forth in her chair, giggling and saying, "I know it's crazy. You know he's crazy too because it's not normal. Just 3 weeks and you're about to get married. It is crazy. It is really crazy. But I'm so happy. I've never been this happy in my life." What has happened to Janice? She has fallen in love in her mind. Oh, I love this. She has fallen in love in her mind. David is the most wonderful man she has ever met. Well, he is perfect and in every way. You will make the ideal husband. She thinks about him day and night. The fact that David has been married twice before, has children, and has had 3 jobs in the past year, has traveled to journeys. She's happy and she's convinced that she's going to be happy forever with David. She's in love. Okay. Most of us entered marriage by way of the in love experience. We meet someone whose physical characteristics and personality traits create enough electrical shock to trigger our love alert system. The bells goes off and we set in motion the process of getting to know the person. The first step may be sharing a hamburger or steak, depending on our budget. But our real love interest is not in the food. We are on a quest to discover love. Yep. Could this warm, could this warm tingly feeling I have inside be the real thing? Yeah, I remember one time like that. I went out on a date with somebody for the first time. It was our talking stage, and I went on a date. And as we were there together, all I was thinking was, I was just like trying to question myself that, is this really him? Is it the one? Like, I hope I'm not making a mistake. Yeah, I like him. Of course, if I don't like him, I won't have even gone for the data from the beginning. But I was not sure. I was asking myself while seated there that, could this be real? Like, is this person? Because like it's tiring. How old am I? Like, I can't start jumping. I can't start another talking stage. Like, it's so hard meeting somebody now and now starting all over again. What's your name? How are you? This, that. It's so hard. So yeah, sometimes when you go on dates, instead of you to focus on the date, especially for ladies, we overthink. Like we just start thinking that, okay, is it the one? Okay, could it be this? Could this be my last talking stage? Could this be my last bus stop? Because I'm so tired of like jumping from one talking stage to the other. So yeah, and you now start asking yourself that, am I in love? Like, is this love? It is crazy. Like, it is crazy. You don't know how lucky you are if you just met one person. Maybe you don't know how lucky you are if the person you're married to is like the first and your first love. Like, you did not go through, you didn't meet David, you didn't meet Saul, you didn't meet Nebuchadnezzar, you did not meet Joshua. You only met one person and you got married, because it is stressful. Like, you're meeting a lot of people before you now finally settle down, or before you now finally meet that one person. It can be hard sometimes. So moving on, sometimes we lose the tingles. Yeah, that tingling, this thing, we lose it on the first date. Maybe if you don't like the person, or probably maybe it has been probably you guys have been doing this long distance thing. You've been talking online, you've not seen face to face, and the first day you guys are meeting, all your expectation now comes to zero. You now start asking yourself that, I'm not getting, like, was this the person I've been talking to, or is this the person, sorry, is this the person I've been talking to all this while? Like, this person, I thought this person was this, I thought this person was not this, I thought this person was not like this. How come I'm seeing a different? So on that first date, you'll not be yourself. Like, you just be thinking, you'll be wondering that, oh, what did I miss? How did I miss all of these things? How did I end up with such person? Yeah, so you not feel all those butterflies and everything. We find out that that she dips nerves and the tingles run out our toes. We want no more hamburgers with her. Other times, however, the tingles are stronger after the hamburger than before. Yeah, so if you're lucky, when you meet your date, you get to like the person, the vibe and everything, the energy is on point. In fact, you want to go for another date. You might probably be the one to ask that, okay, what next are we seeing? Because everything was check, check, check. Yeah, so I know all of us have experienced something like that, even though we are not married yet. But yeah, there's some people that we've met in our life and we'll be like, okay, I want to meet you again. Like, the date was nice, the energy, yeah, we everything was just nice. So I love to see where this will lead to. Yeah, I'm already talking like, no. Let's just continue. Let's focus on let's focus. Yeah, so we arranged for a few more together experiences, and before long, the level of intensity has increased to the point where we find ourselves saying, I think I am falling in love. Especially if the person is ticking all the boxes. You won't fall in love. Who told you won't fall in love? If the person is ticking, for ladies, we love attention. If this person is calling us, giving us, check up on you in the morning, in the noon, in the evening, probably send you some lunch or something like that. Just that attention, you just getting everything from the man. Are you telling me you're not falling in love? My sister, you will fall flat on the floor like this. You will not know. You will not know that you are falling. You will not know. And it goes for men too. There's some men that have you seen men when they're in love? When men are in love, they act like babies. So when a man is in love, you will know that this man is in love with you. So yeah, and you want to go for many dates, like many dates, and you just, maybe the third date you be like, hey, what are we doing? What are we? I like you, you like me. So what's your date for? Why are we still like, so why can't you just move to the next day? So, and before the long intensity has increased where we find ourselves saying, I think I'm falling in love. Eventually, we are convinced that it is the real thing, and we tell the other person, hoping the feeling is reciprocal. This one again is another issue. Imagine you're the only one liking this person, and the person is not liking you. Oh Lord, that is another level of embarrassment, another level of, I don't know, of shame. Because how can you be liking somebody and the person is not liking you back? God, that day I'll be so embarrassed. I'll feel like the ground should open and just swallow me. That's why I find it very hard. I think I've done it once. I find it hard to go and tell him that I like him. I'll show it in my action. Like I'll show you through my actions. I'll maybe call you, check up on you, ask about your well-being, if there's anything I can do for you, acts of service, all of those things. I will show you. But for me to come out boldly and tell you that I like you, nah, fam, I don't think I can do it again. I can never do it again. Anyways, why do I need to do it? I can't do it because I already have a man, so I can't do it. But if I was single, I'm not sure I can do that. I'm not sure I can do it again. Yeah, so moving on. So just hope that this person you're liking also likes you back. If this person does not like you back, my dear, just dust your shoes, dust it well, and just move on. Don't force yourself on any man or on any woman, especially men. Don't use money to buy a woman's love. That love will not last. That relationship will not last. And even if it should lead to marriage, you will regret it. So when a woman does not like you, don't force it. Don't try to give her things. Of course, she'll collect it. She'll not reject it. Except for some few that will reject, but she will not reject. She will continue collecting it. And it will be at your loss because this woman will collect and you'll still not get the love you're looking for. So please don't buy your love. You're a spec. You are a spec. You should know that. You're a spec. You're somebody's spec. Somebody out there is looking at you and they like you. Why should you be forcing yourself on somebody? Now, please, if it is not reciprocal, move on to the next. If it isn't, if it isn't, if it isn't, things cool off a bit, or we double our effort to impress and eventually win the love of our beloved. But if you're lucky, sometimes you can win it. But if you ask me, I'll not even tell you to try to win anything. If this person does not like you, just move on. Like, don't try to prove to them or try to show. Nah. Like, the world is so hard for you to not be forcing yourself on another person. If they don't like you, move on. You see somebody that will like you. Yeah. So for me, I'm just telling you that don't even try it. When it is reciprocal, we start talking about marriage because everyone agrees that being in love is a necessary foundation for a good marriage. So if you now eventually meet the person that you like, that you guys click on everything, then when you start talking about I'm in love, then the next thing, when you're in love in a relationship and you start a relationship, from a relationship it leads to a marriage, right? So yeah, our dream before marriage are of marital bliss. It is hard to believe anything else when you're in love. You don't advise somebody that is in love. Let me speak it in this way so that you understand. You know the advice person when they're in love. You see people that are in love, you cannot advise them. There is nothing you can tell this person that even if this person is seeing the red flag, to that person it is green. If it is not green, maybe it is semi-yellow. But the person cannot be seeing the red. That's why sometimes you see somebody in an abusive relationship and you're telling this person that, why are you still here? This person will tell you that I'm here because of love. But what love is that? You don't advise somebody that is in love. You cannot. At its peak, the in-love experience is euphoric. Is euphoric. We are emotionally obsessed with each other. We go to sleep thinking of one another. When we rise, that person is the first thought on our mind. We long to be together. Spending time together is like playing in the anteroom of heaven. When we hold hands, it seems as if our blood flows together. We could kiss forever if we didn't have to go to school or work. Embracing stimulates dreams of marriage and ecstasy. The person who is in love has the illusion that his beloved is perfect. Like there's nothing you can tell somebody that is in love, especially if this person is not a good person, or if this person has a bad what's the word now? If this person is not a good person, if this person has a bad reputation, Probably this person has dated one person that they know before, and he treated that person so bad. And you're trying to tell this person that, are you sure that this person has changed? Are you sure that this person is a good? Because this person dated somebody that I know, and he treated her so bad. She treated him so bad. Are you sure you want to go into this relationship? Because this person is so in love, she will not listen, or he will not listen. They cannot see it. They will not see it. It is the love that is blinding them. They are blindfolded. Yeah. So, the person who is in love has the illusion that his beloved is perfect. So there's nothing can tell people like that. They do always believe that their partner is perfect, like their partner is without blemish. Is without blemish. That's the way they believe. His mother can see the flaws, but he can't. His mother says, "Darling, have you considered she has been under psychiatric care for 5 years?" But he replies, "Oh, mother, give me a break. She's been out for 3 months now." The thing is, everybody around you can see, except you, except the person in love. Oh God, this is so bad. Do you know sometimes when I ended when I ended one particular relationship, it was after I ended it, I sat myself down. I was now asking myself that, okay, what did you see? Like, what did you see in this person? What I was asking myself that, were you jazzed? Were you blind? Because it was after it was after we ended the I was now seeing the flaws. And when I spoke to one of my friends, she told me that even the first day I introduced him to her, she didn't like him. Like, she didn't like him, but she didn't want to tell me because she thought I was so in love. That's the way this thing is. The person in love will not see all these things, but people around you can see. People around you can see the flaws. They can see the problem. They can see everything. They're seeing the red flag. But you, the person in love, you're not seeing it. So falling in love is quite deep. You need to open your eyes before you. For now, that's what I don't know. I tell people not to even fall in love, just to walk into it. Open your eyes. Like, you need your eyes to be open. Don't say you are in love. Don't say you want to fall in love. Walk into the love. Don't fall in love, because when you fall in love, it is people like that will not they will not know when to leave. They will not know when to leave. They will not know when the relationship is no more beneficial to them. They will not know when to leave because they are so in love. Yeah, so people like that will not see anything, but the friends and people around them will be saying it. His friends can also see the flaws, but are not likely to tell him unless he asks. That's the way. That's why I said my friend who did not ask me. She didn't tell me, rather. She said because she said I was so in love, so she didn't tell me. And chances are he won't, because in his mind she's perfect, and what other things think doesn't matter. Oh, we need to run. Let me try and finish up. Okay. Oh, I need to be fast with this. Or maybe I don't know how we're going to do it. So let me just continue. Our dreams before marriage are of marital bliss. We are going to make each other supremely happy. Other couples may argue and fight, but not for us. We love each other. Of course, we are not totally naive. We know intellectually that we will eventually have differences. Just know that, and know and have peace that there's no how you be in a relationship or your marriage, or that you will not have you not argue or you not have clash. It's not possible. Yeah, but know how to settle it. But we are certain that we'll discuss those differences openly. One of us will always be willing to make concessions, and we will reach agreement. It is hard to believe anything else when you're in love. I've said that before. You have been led to believe that if you are really in love, it will last forever. Okay. He said we have been led, so you should know that sometimes it may not last forever. We will always have the wonderful feelings that we have at this moment. Nothing could ever come between us. Nothing will ever overcome our love for each other. We are enamored. I need to check in all this English, all this grammar, and caught up in the beauty and charm of the other's personality. Our love is the most wonderful thing we have ever experienced. We observed that some married couples seem to have lost that feeling, but it will never happen to us. Maybe they did not have the real things we reason. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, the eternality of the in love experience is fiction, not fact. Dr. Dorothy Tenov, a psychologist, has done range studies on the in love phenomenon. After studying scores of couples, she concluded that the average lifespan of a romantic obsession is 2 years. If it is a secretive love affair, it may last a little longer. Eventually, however, we all descend from the clouds and plant our feet on earth again. Like you come back to reality. Our eyes are opened and we see the worth of the other person. We recognize that some of his personality or some of our personality traits are actually irritating. Our behavior, our behavior patterns are annoying. He has the capacity for hurt and anger. Okay? Perhaps we even harsh words and critical. Sorry, that was a network glitch. We remember mother's word. We remember mother's words and ask ourselves, how could I have been so foolish? That was a question I asked myself to one time. That how could I have been so foolish to go into a relationship with something like this or with somebody like this? I pray we will not say that when we get married. Welcome to the real world of marriage, when hairs are always on the sink and little white spots cover the mirror, where arguments center on which way the toilet paper comes off and whether the lid should be up or down. It is a world where shoes do not walk to the closet and drawers do not close themselves, where coats do not like hangers and socks go awol during laundry. In this world, a look can hurt, a word can crush, intimate lovers can become enemies, and marriage a battlefield. The world is the marriage. That is the world. What happened to the in love experience? Alas, it was but an illusion by which we were tricked into signing our names on the dotted line, for better or for worse. No wonder so many have come to curse marriage and the partner whom they once loved. After all, if we were deceived, we have a right to be angry, right? Did we really have the real thing? I think so. The problem was faulty information. See, yeah, so sometimes you married the right person. It was just the foundation that was faulty. Because the Bible says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So it was the marriage was built on a faulty foundation. So that it does not mean that you married the wrong person. No, you did not marry the wrong person, but if you had started on a good note, maybe it wouldn't have ended up that way. The bad information was the idea that in love obsession will last forever. So I think I've said it in one of my videos that love is not enough to keep a relationship or a marriage. Love is never enough. Let's continue. We should have known better. A casual observation should have taught us that if people remained obsessed, we would all be in serious trouble. The shock waves would ramble through businesses, industry, church, education, and the rest of society. Why? Because people who are in love lose interest in other pursuits. And it's true. Like when you're so in love, you don't want to do other things. You lose interest in basically everything except for that one person. You'll be so obsessed with that person that even when that person goes out, you want to know where he or she is. You tell her, can you make a video call? Let me see where you. That's obsession. Obsession is bad. That is why it is called obsession. The college student who falls head over heels in love sees his grade tumbling. It is difficult to study when you're in love. Okay. I can testify to this, man. Tomorrow, you have a test on the wall of 1812, but who cares about the wall of 1812 when you're in love? Okay. Everything else seems irrelevant. A man said to me, Dr. Chapman, my job is disintegrating. Why? Because it's love. What do you mean? I asked. I met this girl, fell in love, and I can't get a thing done. I can't keep my mind on my job. I spend my day dreaming about her. That's called obsession. The euphoria of the I'm in love state gives us the illusion that we have an intimate relationship. We feel that we belong to each other. We believe we can conquer all problems. We feel altruistic towards each other. As one young man said about his fiancée, I can't conceive of doing anything to Arthur. My only desire is to make her happy. I would do anything to make her happy. Such obsession gives us the false sense that our egocentric attitude, because you're so in love, you cannot do anything to her, you cannot say things to her, you cannot. It's because you have not been in that situation. You get to situations whereby both of you'll be arguing about a particular thing, and before you know it, you've said a lot. Like, you said things that are deep, and your partner will start realizing, and your partner will be like, babe, has it got into that level? Okay, oh yeah, can you start talking? Oh yeah, tell me, because you've said a lot now. So sometimes when I argue with my man, I'll be like, okay, I thought I apologized then. I thought I apologized for that. Why are you still bringing it up? Yeah, that is what love actually is. So love is not the one that you think that the both of you will not offend each other, or you think that everything will begin on smoothly. And then come off it. That is an illusion. You're just hallucinating, because it will definitely happen. Love is when it happens and you still stay. That is love. But love is not when it will not happen, because it will definitely happen. Yeah, so get it. I would do anything to make her happy. Such obsession gives us the false sense that our egocentric attitude have been eradicated and we have become a sort of Mother Teresa. There's no how. You still have it in you, willing to give anything for the benefit of our love. The reason we can do that so freely is that we sincerely believe that our lover feels the same way toward us. We believe that she's committed to meeting our needs, that he loves us as much as we love him. I would never do anything to others. I think we'll be stopping very soon. That thinking is always fanciful. Not that we are insincere in what we think and feel, but we are unrealistic. We fail to reckon with the reality of human nature. By nature, we are egocentric. Yep. Our world revolves around us. None of us is totally altruistic. The euphoria of the in love experience only gives us that illusion. Once the experience of falling in love has run its natural course, remember the average in love experiences last 2 years. We will return to the world of reality and begin to assert ourselves. He will express his desires, but his desires will be different from hers. He desires sex, but she's too tired. He wants to buy a new car, but she says that's absurd. She wants to visit her parents. He says, I don't like spending so much time with your family. He wants to play in the softball tournament, and she says, you love softball more than you love me. Little by little, the illusion of intimacy evaporates, and the individual desires, emotions, thoughts, and behavior pattern exert themselves. They are two individuals. Their minds have not melded together, and their emotions mingled only briefly in the ocean of love. Now the waves of reality begin to separate them. They fall out of love, and at that point, either they withdraw, separate, divorce, and set off in search of a new in love experience, or they begin the hard work of learning to love each other without the fear of the in love obsession. Did you get that? Hard work. So marriage is hard work. Don't be thinking that it is hard work. The in-love experience does not focus on our own growth, nor on the growth and development of the other person. Rather, it gives us the sense that we have arrived. Some researchers, among them psychiatrist M. Scott Peck and psychologist Dorothy, have concluded that the in-love experience should not be called love at all. Dr. Tenov coined the word limerence for the in-love experience in order to distinguish that experience from what she considers real love. Dr. Peck concludes that the falling in love experience is not real love for 3 reasons. First, falling in love is not an act of the will or a conscious choice. No matter how much we may want to fall in love, we cannot make it happen. On the other hand, we may not be seeking the experience when it overtakes us. Often, we fall in love at inopportune times and with unlikely people. Secondly, falling in love is not real love because it is effortless. Whatever we do in the in love state requires little discipline or conscious effort on our part. The long, expensive phone calls we make to each other, the money we spend traveling to see each other, the gift we give, the work project we do as nothing to us, as the instinctual nature of the bird dictates the beauty of a nest. So the instinctual nature of the in love experience pushes us to do outlandish and unnatural things. One who is in love is not genuinely interested in fostering the personal growth of the other person. If we have any purpose in mind when we fall in love, it is to terminate our own loneliness and perhaps ensure this results through marriage. The love experience does not focus on our growth, nor on the growth and development of the other person. Rather, it gives us the sense that we have arrived and that we do not need further growth. We are the apex of life happiness, and our only desire is to stay there. Certainly, our beloved does not need to grow perfect. She is perfect. Our beloved does not need to grow because she's perfect. We simply hope she remain perfect. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here. We're going to continue tomorrow, and from tomorrow we're going to be what's the word now? We're going to make sure we finish one chapter in a day. We make sure we finish one chapter in a day. So probably I'll be coming early. Yeah, I think I'll be joining early now. So and maximum of maybe 35 minutes. I don't want it to be more than that, so that it will not be too long. Yeah, so we're stopping here. We're going to continue from here tomorrow. We're still reading chapter 3. Yeah, so we still have 2 more pages to go for chapter 3. So I'm sure we would get to. So tomorrow we'll be starting the real love 5, the real love love language. So tomorrow we'll be starting with the words of affirmation. Yeah, so if you watch till this moment, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Yesterday we had 20 views. Today I hope our views is more than, I hope we have more than 20 today. So thank you for tuning in. See you tomorrow by God's grace. Bye.